Hi, this is Amazing Red, former X Division champion, and you're listening to the official podcast for Wrestling News Source.
You're listening to the official Wrestling News Source podcast. For all of your information, go to WrestlingNewsSource.com or find us on Facebook by searching WrestlingNewsSource.com or WNS Podcast. Now, here are your hosts, Daniel Herron, Tyler Abear, and Doug.
That's right. What's up, everyone? I am Daniel Herron.
I'm Doug.
And this is I'm Ryan.
And we welcome you to episode 114 of the official podcast for WrestlingNewsSource.com. For all your information, go to WrestlingNewsSource.com. Check us out on Facebook, WrestlingNewsSource.com, on YouTube, WNS Video, on iTunes, Wrestling News Source Podcast.
And if you want to follow us on Twitter, it is at WNS Podcast. And for the main site, WN Source, you can also tout at us at WNS Podcast.
That's right. So Tyler not going to be in for this week. He's dealing with some not feeling too well.
Don't kayfabe the people.
Tell the truth.
Tell the truth, man. Tyler has been sent on special assignments. We have sent him as the WNS Podcast representative to Parts Unknown to extend our condolences to the Undertaker and Kane and everyone else for their loss for Paul Bearer. So. Yeah. He may live, he may die. You have to find.
Depends on if he meets Undertaker. If he meets the Undertaker, then it's 50-50.
Yeah, he may live, he may die. Tune in next week to find out.
Yes. So joining us this week, our good buddy Ryan. Welcome back, Ryan.
Yes!
So welcome,
thanks for having me, guys.
Welcome back, Ryan. We said the last time you were here. Sort of the replacement for Tyler. Yeah. We sort of had that nice debate going. So, I guess while Tyler's out and about, we'll sneak you in and see how you.
Yay!
So welcome to the show.
Thanks for being here, Ryan.
Yeah, no problem, guys.
Certainly appreciate it.
I love being on the show.
And let's go ahead and give you a little quick plug because you work at Jason's Deli.
That's right, everybody.
In your spare time.
And it's fucking good.
It is. It's really good stuff. If you don't have a chance, definitely go and find a Jason's Deli near you and go and enjoy that. But we want to call to the attention of our listeners just for a little bit of a help. We want to boost Ryan's scores.
That's right.
So
help me out.
For those who have written an iTunes review for us, who have gone out and given us 5 stars on iTunes, we asked if you could do the same for our good buddy Ryan and call the Jason's Deli feedback number and give him 5-star reviews. If you want to, it's 1-800-537-5441. And whenever they give you a store number, the store number is 001. So the very first Jason's Deli store is the one you work at.
That's right, the very first one. After how many stores? Over 200 now?
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
It's a pretty nice little franchise.
OG Ron C.
There you go. So yeah, call in and fill out the little survey. They'll give you a reference number saying that you completed their call in, and you guys
are brave to just throwing that out there. Some of our asshole listeners.
What the hell? This got nothing to do with wrestling. I'm not hungry.
Well, if you are hungry, they give you a coupon number for a free cookie. So we're tempting you with cookies to help our buddy Ryan out.
Well, I'm saying is some of our asshole listeners probably
some who deal with syphilis. And So for those who are kind enough, I guess you could say, please
don't be a dick.
Yeah,
I appreciate it, guys.
Call that number and let's help our buddy out.
If not, I will come to your house and suplex you.
There you go. I mean, it's as simple as that.
See, I add wrestling to it.
Yeah.
So, leave us an iTunes review, please.
Yeah, leave us an iTunes review if you haven't already. Do we have one for this week?
I just checked. We don't have any.
We do not. Okay.
Slack.
So,
do it. Do it now.
For those who are finding us on iTunes, definitely give us an iTunes review. Let us know what you think. For those who are listening on YouTube now, because Ben is now posting our shows on YouTube.
Click them ads.
Click those ads. Yeah, definitely.
You want to help the show? Click those ads. If you listen to us on iTunes, or if you get the link from Facebook, or if you listen from WrestlingNewsSource.com, and you feel like you want to help us out and give back a little bit, just go to YouTube anyway and click some ads.
Yeah, and then just close them. It's fine.
Yeah, it's fine.
It's not going to hurt you.
No, it's fine.
It's fine. Yeah.
Do it while you're listening to the show.
Yeah, just click it. Just do it. There you go. So welcome to the show, everyone. Got a lot to talk about as the road to WrestleMania continues. But first, before we get into that, we're going to talk about the TNA Lockdown pay-per-view that we got to see this weekend. Ryan, were you able to catch it?
Actually, no, I didn't.
No?
I heard the results, but I didn't get a chance to watch it.
Yeah. I felt like, some of the matches were, Doug mentioned before we started recording the show, some of the matches were throwaway matches. They were kind of just there.
You said that.
Okay, well, I said that.
To me.
Some of them were just throwaway matches.
Got a reputation to uphold. Like, don't just put words in my mouth.
Okay. Well, do you want to talk about the matches that I did not type down?
No, we can do whatever you want.
Okay.
Just don't speak for me, though.
Okay. Would you say that the matches that we are not going to talk about were throwaway matches?
Not all of them.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I don't know. I'm trying to think back now. Some of them were okay. The first match.
Some had storyline implications.
Yeah. The first match was the X Division Championship match. That one I felt was kind of 50-50. Like the spots where they were on, they were really on, and then the spots where they were off, they were really off. Kenny King almost like knocking himself out, diving or doing the springboard moonsault
Off the back.
Yeah, off the back of Zema Ion and like nearly knocking himself out. So
Yeah, it looked pretty nasty.
Yeah, certainly not too pleasant. But yeah. So what were your thoughts on TNA Lockdown as a whole?
Well, I know sometimes I can seem like I'm a pretty critical on the show about things, but like in actuality, like I'm a pretty easy audience. Like I can sit through just hours and hours and hours of just shitty wrestling, and it won't faze me, and I will still have at least some fun just because I enjoy watching wrestling. So it's pretty hard for me to like just have a absolute shit time just because I'm such an easy audience, even though I may seem a little critical. But yeah, so
a pretty good time.
Yeah, I'm fine.
Wasn't a bad pay-per-view.
No, I was fine.
Okay, but there were some matches that we do want to talk about, especially like the Austin Rude versus Chavo and Hernandez versus Kaz and Daniels.
Bad influence.
Bad influences, yes. That one had a lot of chemistry. They rocked the match. Chavo and Hernandez definitely, all three teams gelled as a team. But they made Chavo and Hernandez seem like they were the face team, just getting beat down by both teams throughout the matchup.
Right.
A lot of exciting spots. I enjoyed the finish where Chavo hit the frog splash, but Rude had tagged himself in at the time of Chavo jumping,
right,
causing him to be able to get the victory for Aries and Rude to retain their tag championship belts.
Right.
But I enjoyed the match. I thought it was they put on a really good show. How about you?
Yeah, I'll agree. I thought it was pretty solid stuff.
Okay.
I didn't see it, but look at that lineup. It's always like those teams are awesome. Like I have seen. I like Hernandez and Chavo. That's I just it is what it is. It's awesome tag team that you don't see that much in WWE. TNA has it, I believe.
Yeah. And it should be mentioned, the TNA Lockdown pay-per-view is known for having every single match inside the steel cage. This one didn't. It was an hour and a half of regular matches, and then once they got to the halfway point, that's when the cage came down, and the rest of the matches happened inside. This was one of them that did not happen inside the steel cage.
I think that's for the best, though. I mean, not every match needs a gimmick.
Yeah, and that was definitely something I wanted to touch up on. It was I was okay with that. I understand where a lot of fans come from because they're like, you base your pay-per-view on this gimmick that every single match is going to take place inside of the steel cage, but where it's it doesn't necessarily need it. So
right.
So I'm okay with it. I appreciate the fact that they had multiple matches inside the steel cage. But you didn't need every single match in there.
No, I mean, and truthfully, some of the steel cage matches didn't really even need it.
Yeah,
there were a few, but
Yeah. So Austin and Rude end up retaining their tag team championships. Another match we wanted to talk about was the Team TNA versus Team Aces and Eights match, in which Team Aces and Eights had the advantage because every however many minutes it was between each man coming out. So it would be 1-on-1, and then an Aces and Eights member would come out. So it'd be a 2-on-1, then it'd be 2-2, then 3-2. But the advantage would always stay on Aces and Eights up until the final sixth man for TNA, which ended up being Sting, came into the ring, and he brought in trash cans filled with kendo sticks and cookie pans.
Yeah, I mean, weapons become legal once the last man's in.
Yeah.
Was it like an elimination type match, or was it just like a
No.
Royal Rumble where they came in like intervals and they just filled the ring?
It was Royal Rumble style, where they would come in like every 2 minutes or so.
Okay.
I think the first person came in like after like 3 minutes, and then it was 2, then 2, then 2, so on and so on. But they stated that once the very last person went into the ring, that's when pinfalls or submissions would count.
Oh, okay.
So
Nice.
up until that point, it's
Chaos.
it's just beat down. That's
Yeah,
all
okay.
it is. So Sting came in with trash cans full of goodies, and they had their chance to beat down Aces and Eights, and then Aces and Eights got the advantage and did the same to them. But the final spot came with Sting giving the Scorpion Death Drop to Nux, I believe.
Yeah.
And then Eric Young doing the elbow drop from on top of the cage.
Oh wow.
So that was, he got up to the top of the turnbuckles, and Sting said, "No, you go all the way up." And
Don't do it right, damn it.
yeah. So just the free fall alone, it was just like, But so Team TNA ends up getting the victory over Aces and Eights.
It's really hard to do a match like that, right? Just because it's always going to be a clusterfuck.
Yeah.
Too many dudes in a cage.
Yeah, you've got 12 people inside of the ring all at once, and just, everyone's just alongside the ropes in the corners. So it's just like, oh, we need to move this out of the way. And then you throw the weapons in there too. So they're just clearing everything out just to do like one move. So it's, it's kind of a distraction. But other than that, I enjoyed the match. I thought it was, I enjoy that concept of that matchup. It was,
Not a fan.
No, really?
It's just it's a clusterfuck. There's
Well, yeah, but that's sort of how the Royal Rumble is as well. It kind of builds up, and
yeah, but
They get eliminated, so it's like,
Yeah.
I don't think you can compare the Royal Rumble to Lethal Lockdown.
no.
So
But
stop trying.
okay, all right, my bad. But I still will stay by my statement that I enjoyed the matchup. I thought it was a good concept.
I thought it was passable.
Okay, but the main event of the evening saw Bully Ray going up against Jeff Hardy for the TNA Championship inside the steel cage. And this matchup had a couple of interferences by Aces and Eights, a couple of people from them coming out, and
They worked together to toss him.
yeah, and then the final moment came when 4 members of Aces and Eights climbed in through the cage, and
Well, Hogan and Brooke had come down to
Yeah.
support him, say, "You gotta get up. You gotta
get up, brother. Come on,
Yeah.
brother, get up, brother. Don't give up, brother."
Son-in-law. Come on, son-in-law.
Yeah, son and brother.
Son and brother.
So yeah, and the conclusion came with Bully Ray handing a chain to Jeff Hardy, and he grabs the chain for himself, and they're standing back to back and eyeing down Aces and Eights, and Devon pulls out a hammer and tosses it to Bully Ray. Bully Ray catches it, turns it, pow, right in the back of the head. Jeff Hardy's out. 1, 2, 3.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Right.
It was
Quadzilla.
it was a nice swerve, but I mean they telegraphed it earlier in the night because they had a promo where Hulk Hogan is talking to him. He's like, man, whenever I faced Andre the Giant at WrestleMania 3, they told me, go whether you win or lose, just make it memorable, make it to where they remember you forever, and then he's like, don't worry, man, I'll do something that they'll never forget. And I'm like, well, I mean, just, have someone show up at my house and say, hey, here's a telegraph, like there's no easier way. So,
I mean, I think if you've been watching, they've planted those seeds for a while now. I don't think it was like a giveaway. I think it was given away pretty much before the pay-per-view.
yeah. And I made the mention, if you've ever seen like any of the Dragon Ball Z, like a bridge or something like that, where they say something and they just flash epic foreshadowing or something on it. That was one of those moments where it's like, if you really haven't caught on by now and this doesn't tell you.
Yeah. I know. seem like Bully Ray to actually be a face for like forever. Like he's a heel no matter what. Like his whole persona. He's Bully Ray. Like,
he's a bully.
Yeah, like
I
never seen any good guys go by Bully. Like
bully.
Yeah, hey, they go Bully.
So but yeah, so the heel turn happens. Bully Ray ends up winning the championship. Grabs the microphone, calls Hook Brooke Hogan. Good Lord. Hook Brogan. No.
Let that bitch cry.
Yeah, let that bitch cry. He looks at Hogan. He says, I used you. He points at Brooke, says, I screwed you.
Nice.
And he points to the fans, and all of you bought it, And the fans just littered. It was the first time I've seen fans throw stuff in a while.
I missed that, man.
Well,
in a while.
It was said that they were plants. And it just started, and then hoping it would catch on, and it did. And
yeah, it certainly did.
Like I missed that, man. I remember, like I don't know what WrestleMania was, but like somebody threw like a drink in Shawn Michaels' face, and he just like, okay, whatever. But you could tell like it hit him, and he's wanting to say something like, but I guess he stayed in character. But it was so awesome that happened.
Oh yeah, they were throwing the aluminum beer bottles and stuff like that, and like Bully's on the microphone. One just like pops him in the chin.
Nice.
I'm like, man, they'd probably be safer like just staying inside the cage than getting out. But so Bully Ray gets on the mic, says, I am the president. My name is Bully Ray. I am the president of Aces and Eights, and I am the TNA champion.
Nice.
So yeah, a nice turn.
New champion too.
Yeah, new champion. So it makes it interesting as far as to where they're going to go next. So it's going to have people tuning in at least.
Yeah. Well, I'll be tuning in this Thursday.
Yeah, there you go. So all in all, not too bad of a pay-per-view. It was enjoyable. I like the camera angles of the fans in the San Antonio. What was it? San Antonio Bowl, something like that.
It wasn't San Antonio. I don't know the building's name.
No, but it was it was highly closed off, is what it was. They had like 3 full sections reserved, and I saw a picture that someone posted from the camera side, like where the camera's facing. And there's just blank, empty canvases, So they at least did a good job of making it seem like it was a packed house. Yeah. So congrats on that. And their next big pay-per-view, Slammiversary, is going to be taking place in Boston. Oh. So for those in the New England area, go and check that one out.
They have one of the pre-tapes next month.
Oh, okay.
For April.
Nice. So that'll be fun to go see. But yeah, so all in all, not too bad of a pay-per-view, and if you get a chance, check it out, and let us know what you think. So, and if you happen to catch Lockdown, let us know what you think as well. But excuse me, but we are going to talk about Raw.
Oh, we forgot to do. We asked fans. We asked listeners to weigh in.
Listener feedback. I guess because we don't talk about TNA that often, so kind of just jump straight into it.
Yeah, I meant to talk about it at the top of the show, but I forgot.
That's okay.
But I'm bringing it up now. We did ask people to weigh in on the Ray. Should Ray retire or whatever?
Mm-hmm.
And I think it was general consensus from the listeners. Stings like Ali, Drop a Low Son, Wife Swap. I think that might have been it. They both wrote a lot of stuff, so unfortunately we can't read all of the responses, but they all seem to agree that it was time for Ray to hang it up.
Yeah.
And they're all wrong.
Well, Ryan, what are your thoughts about Rey Mysterio? Because, he suffered another injury. Luckily, he doesn't
ACL,
have to have. Yep.
Yeah, man. So, I don't know much about UCLs, but I am a football fan, and some of them guys, it's hard for them to come back. I can imagine the wrestling, day in, day out. I don't think he's not gonna get like some type of legendary contract where he's come, wrestle here and there.
Right.
His knees are bummed up, man. I mean, I think he should go ahead and just hang it up, man. And
because you have to think about like for his kids, and his overall health. Like what if he gets a house?
No, Doug.
He can retire as soon as he has one proper feud with D-Bra, and then I'm fine after that. I
can see that. I mean, yeah, but I think it's like time for him closer, just to give it
wind down. Yeah, sure. Yeah. I'll agree.
Yeah, I mean, not just like, right now. Well, I guess not give it up. Have this one more, just throw it out there.
Yeah.
Okay,
I wouldn't mind that.
So he comes out, grabs the microphone, Says, I've been wrestling for, say, 20 years. My knees are all banged up. And I think it's time for da-da-da-da-da. He comes out screaming, no, 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 and says, you're not going anywhere until you face me.
Then he kicks him in the leg.
And kicks him in the leg.
A bunch.
A bunch.
No.
Deals with a lot of heel heat. They have a match. Would it be a big match, or would it just be...
I want a proper feud. I want a series.
101, no gimmicks. Straight up.
Okay. So they have their match at a pay-per-view. Does it have to be Mania, or is it...
Mania would be nice, but it doesn't have to be. I would like to see at least a 3-month run with those guys, and then I'd be okay with them hanging it up.
Okay.
I want 3 pay-per-view matches out of those guys.
So they don't have to have, like... Would Ray have to wrestle any other matches between those pay-per-views?
We'd have to be there to push the feud along. But,
Okay.
I mean, I don't think it's necessary. Be nice.
Okay. So there you go. But thank you everyone for participating and letting us know your thoughts on the subject. As much as Doug disagrees with you.
I say that as a joke. I don't really disagree. But I actually do want a proper feud between him and Brian before he hangs it up.
Yeah. So we'll have to see where they go from there as far as Mysterio. But going on into Raw, kick things off with a very nice tribute to Paul Bearer. I'm really glad that they did this. And obviously, they play into the storyline for it, which is to be expected. It's wrestling. We got to play topical, And I like the comments that JR made on his Twitter feed where he said, for those who knew William Moody, he would have loved this episode. Yeah. Because they did it. They did a very good job. So they start out with a dedication episode for Paul Bearer. Taker comes out, kneels to the urn, and Punk comes out and interrupts and says, Paul Bearer might have known 20-0, but all of these people here are going to know 20-1. So, very powerful stuff. Definitely getting some boos. And then Kane comes out to attack CM Punk. And I like this. I like the fact that, even though we haven't seen any interaction between Kane and Undertaker in quite some time, Kane comes out and is like, look, man.
You went too far.
Yeah. So
even though Kane killed Paul Bearer.
Yeah. Well, so did Undertaker a couple times.
I know. No, I mean,
that's my daddy.
I joke, but it was a really well done segment. I thought it was really classy. Probably the best way they could have paid tribute to Paul Bearer. Yeah. Super classy. Undertaker is a big kayfabe guy, so that's the only way they could do it.
Yeah.
And I don't want to say that it's fortunate that this happened, but the Taker Punk shit did feel really thrown together, and this gives it some legit reason for them to feud now. I thought Punk was pretty gold, like you mentioned the line. Really great line is the silver lining in this this tragedy is that to Paul Bearer you'll always be undefeated.
Yeah.
And, just great line. Good work from him. Taker was cool. Kane was fine. I don't know if we have it in the notes, and I'm not sure exactly where it happened in the show, but I thought he played for as good as Punk was out in the opening segment. Whenever he went to talk to Vicky about it, I think he played it a little bit too comedically for my liking.
When he walked away, kind of.
Yeah, when he was like, "Oh," but he made too much of a joke. I didn't like that, and I don't know if we have that in the notes or where it happened in the show.
I think it was right after the Big Show Shield confrontation.
Right. So as much as the opening really worked for me on all levels, I think that didn't work for me just as much as the opening worked for me.
This Raw was very hit and miss.
I thought it was more hit than miss, actually.
I'll agree with you. But the first hour and a half of it, I thought was they were firing on all cylinders. I thought it was a great Raw, and then the movie trailers started coming out, and the segments talking about movie trailers and movies and interviews about the movies, and so it's that just completely sucked me out of this Raw. As far as but up until that point, I thought they were doing a very slamming job on it.
Well, sometimes I've read one of those I don't want to say highlights. What's the word I'm looking for? Kind of summary of one of the last like investors calls that Vince and everybody's on, where they're talking to the investors, and they pretty much said this is a make or break year for WWE Studios. So they're probably going to give it a really fucking hard push.
Yeah.
And if it doesn't work out, maybe we'll see that phased out. Hopefully we'll see that phased out if it doesn't work out. But you're probably going to get a hard push at least this year, because they said make or break year for them. So.
Yeah, but it was just the fact that they're advertising G.I. Joe, Dead Men Down, The Marine, and The Call.
G.I. Joe looks fucking awesome.
Well, yeah because that one's made by actual movie studios instead of WWE studios, which I'm not gonna bash WWE studios because I haven't seen enough of their films, but it's the fact that they're spending multi-millions on making this movie, so it's obviously gonna look pretty badass.
I see the little how they're doing the small teaser trailers for G.I. Joe, where The Rock does the Jay-Z quote when he's like Roadblock, you want to give us a word before we go? I forget the quote.
Drive it like you stole it.
Yeah. Or
as your friend, dude.
No, not that one though. But there's one where he's like, Roadblock, you want to give us some words before we go out? And he does. I forget the quote, but it's like a Jay-Z song, and he says it, and it's pretty fucking awesome. I'm not gonna lie. I'm pretty excited about it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Fuck those other movies.
We're like 2 years in waiting for it anyway, so
No joke. Well, the movie's ready to be out, but let's take a little bit of time and we'll go ahead and convert it to 3D. So that's the reason why because it was supposed to come out in
last Mania.
Yeah. And so 5 weeks before it was supposed to come out, they're like, let's go for 3D. Yeah. So they went and redid all that, but yeah. So the opening segment for Undertaker and Kane and Punk was really solid.
Ryan, we talk a lot, so if you got something to say, just jump in. Don't let us pass you by.
Oh, not at all, man.
Okay.
Do you think?
Yeah. So next up, we got to see Big Show going up against Seth Rollins, I believe, wasn't it? Mm-hmm. And this match didn't last long as the Shield made their presence known, and certainly looked very powerful. That we were able to do the triple power bomb onto the Big Show, and just pretty powerful.
Face looked like it was just like, oh damn,
yeah,
what the hell's about to happen to me?
So it's I'm really glad that they've stuck with making the Shield look strong. They haven't given up on these guys like they did with the Nexus.
Oh, yeah.
They have a plan. They've executed the plan, and they've continued working this plan. So whoever's in charge of making that decision, at least for now, thank you. Until they build, I guess, to Mania. But yeah, so what were y'all's thoughts on Shield beating down the Big Show?
Oh, it's cool, man. I just don't hope they turn Show face right now. I love him as the heel, but I can see him teaming up with Sheamus and Orton possibly at WrestleMania to take them on or whatever. But what I did like when I get thinking it was on maybe I'm thinking on SmackDown with Rob, but did he not I think he knocked out somebody, and then I think Sheamus almost hit him. Well, he knocked out Sheamus, and then Orton RKO'd him. I'm maybe thinking two different shows, maybe. But I think Show knocked out one other guy, somebody from the Shield, and then Sheamus was about to try to hit him with the boot, but he knocked him out with the punch, and then Orton came up with the RKO. That might have probably SmackDown.
It might have been SmackDown.
I think it was SmackDown.
But I like that though, because in a way it's still we're still fighting against each other, but we're for the main cause of defeating the Shield. So.
For the common good.
Yes, so
we must rid the WWE of the Shield. Yeah,
this worked really well for me. To touch on what Ryan was, first I like that they, like Daniel said, they stick with their game plan. It looks like they're in trouble early, so they're like, "Fuck this, we're just gonna, team up and beat them down." And to what Ryan spoke about not wanting to see Show turn. I think it was really well done that they acknowledged that with nobody making the save for Big Show. Nobody ran out, so they keep that bit of distance between him and Sheamus and Orton. Nobody made the save. I think it even showed that, for a little while, Show had them fought off because he divided and conquered.
Yeah.
He kept them separated, but once they're able to fight as a pack, then you're done for. Especially if nobody's.
Yeah.
But yeah. And
I can see them. I can see a backstage segment now. If if they did it on SmackDown, I'd be fine with it. Where you know, Sheamus and Orton are talking backstage, and Big Show's like, guys, where the hell were y'all? You know, like, I was getting beat down. Don't y'all have a beef with the Shield? You know, so and that could lead to them teaming up or whatever.
Well, a lot of times they gloss over, or they just basically insult your intelligence that these guys have. He's been a heel for however long he's been a heel, and he's faced all these guys. He's knocked these dudes out. They don't like each other. They just insult your intelligence that these guys are just going to come and bail them out.
Yeah.
But they didn't, and I thought that was for the better.
Yeah.
It made it a lot stronger of a segment.
And it also played into their matchup later on in the evening.
True.
If they had come out, you know, because it would have just been like, oh, you want to attack us while we're trying to do work? Well, you know, we still haven't forgotten about you either.
Right.
So, but yeah. So, all in all, not too bad. Which takes us into the next match was Dolph Ziggler versus Daniel Bryan. Shades of their 2010 match at Night of Champions. Definitely check out that match because that was one of their, you know, that was one of the strongest matches of the year. Definitely a year match of the year contender for 2010. So definitely go back and check that one out if you get the chance. But Ziggler and Daniel Bryan getting it done, and this was one of the reasons why I absolutely loved the start of Raw. You know, they just went out, they entertained the fans. You know, they had the AJ making her presence known. You know, Big E having his presence known.
Yeah.
And this time around, Dolph Ziggler was the one who got the victory. So what were y'all's thoughts on the matchup?
I'm glad Dolph got the victory because he's been jobbing. Like, you know, and he got the Money in the Bank. Hopefully at Mania or maybe the day after, whenever it is, he cashes the Money in the Bank in. You know, make him look strong because closest get there, man. He can't be jobbing like this every weekend. It could be weak, like, you know, like, okay, you just job like 10 dudes, and here WrestleMania you cash in and beat the champion, like that, you know.
Like
even though he might be beat down to a pulp, but still, though.
It's not going to make you look strong.
Yeah.
They like to do that, though. They like to make it feel like this. There's some element of surprise that they will finally cash in after getting their ass beat for forever. Yeah. They did it with Bryan. They did it with everybody before that.
Yeah.
They did it with Punk. They did it with Bryan. I'm not going to say they did it with everybody because, I mean, you had guys like Edge and that who were not getting that same treatment. But in recent years, but yeah, a really strong match. You know, Daniel Bryan was in it, so you fucking know it was gonna be good. You have to suck shit to not be able to have a good match with Daniel Bryan.
So there you go. But like I said, Dolph Ziggler ends up getting the victory. Very, very good match.
Definitely match of the year candidate.
Really?
One of them. Yeah, I think so, man. I mean, hey, it was. I think it was a 5-star match, man. I mean,
yeah, I'll agree with you with that one.
I love them back and forth near pinfalls, man. That's like, I love that, dude.
And I know they did it for the Night of Champions match, but they did it in this match as well, where they were both on the top turnbuckle.
Yes.
Daniel Bryan was getting ready to throw him off, and Ziggler reversed it.
Yeah.
Mid-flight, I guess you could say. So it's just a nice spot to see.
Yeah.
But next up, we got to see Tensai and Brodus Clay and the Funkadactyls come out and get ready to face. Yeah, Sweet Tea getting ready to face Fandango. And, you know, he comes out and says, you know, since you butchered my name, basically, I'm not going to come.
No, Lillian. You got to breathe in the
You
air.
have to breathe out the A's. Fandango.
Fandango.
Yeah, Tensai grabbing the mic. Hey, Fandango! I cracked up at that part.
He made a play for Naomi as well.
Yeah. Going after the girl. Can't be doing that. But it kind of makes you wonder because of the look that Naomi gave him.
Like she looked like intrigued by the offer.
Oh, hey.
Oh, she made me smile. So but yeah, so we didn't get to see the debut of Fandango again. So so moving on from there. Next up, we got to see the Rhodes Scholars going up against the New Age Outlaws.
Oh, you didn't know?
Oh, you were not aware?
No.
You're welcome.
You're welcome.
I absolutely loved that segment.
Yeah.
That they did before the match started with Rhodes Scholars.
It was cheesy as fuck.
I was cracking up laughing.
Like I said, I popped for like the whole. Like I have memories when they just do that, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I was at work today just doing it by myself, laughing like, man, that was so awesome seeing that again.
What I love about that is when they come out and the music kicks off. Oh, you didn't know? And then it just goes, you better call somebody. So they take out the yo ass better call somebody, but when he gets in the ring, he's the badass Billy Gunn. So it's like, they're kind of where are they going with it, that one? But it was still enjoyable.
Oh yeah.
And the match got started. It was a quick little match. But right in the middle of it, Brock Lesnar comes out and delivers the F5s to both Road Dogg and badass Billy Gunn.
Yes.
With Paul Heyman on the microphone, doing a great job, and basically saying they accept Triple H's offer only on the condition that they get to announce the stipulation for the match.
After he signed the contract.
After he signs the contract, yes. So what are y'all's thoughts on this whole shindig?
Well, you and I's opinions are diametrically opposed. Like, I thought it was cheesy as shit, and I love that Brock came out and killed those motherfuckers. No, but I did think it was cheesy. I thought Heyman was great on the mic. I thought Brock was great as usual, and yeah, I mean, I don't know that I'm looking forward to the match, but I think they're doing as good of a job as possible to get there right now. I mean, on their end, like Triple H, that's a different story. I had a lot of problems with his promo last week, as we talked about. Yeah. Go back and listen to that last week if you didn't hear it.
Any idea on what the stipulation is going to be?
I don't know.
It's some stupid gimmick match, man. It's got to be I don't know, sledgehammer or some type of.
Well, I think the rumor is that it's going to be a traditional MMA fight.
Oh wow! Okay.
But that's strictly rumor, so don't go based off of that. But
when they showed Triple H's training montage, he was doing MMA workouts.
Yeah.
Need a montage.
I mean, he was hitting pads with gloves on. And he was doing the old hitting the 18-wheeler tire with the sledgehammer.
On the
best. Yeah, doing the rope thing with his arms. Yeah, all that MMA workout stuff.
I know it's kind of cheesy, but if they do that at Mania, it should first round knockout by Brock Lesnar. Just lay him out this is real.
Step into my ring. Yeah. Step into my ring.
I really, really don't want to see that. I don't think Trips has what it takes to make that match special, and I think it would be stepping on the toes of the fucking excellent match he had with Cena, where they worked a lot of the shoot style into the beginning of the match, and I think they would just be trampling on the feet of that match, which was a fucking excellent match. And Trips, I don't think Trips has what it takes to do that.
See, this is supposed to be Triple H's revenge on Brock Lesnar for what happened at SummerSlam, where he made him tap out, broke his arm, whatever, So if they go into a traditional MMA match, Lesnar has to win. Because I'm sorry to cut you off, but the only way I want to fucking see that match is if it's a legit shoot, brother. Yeah. So, but
I mean, if I get to watch Brock legit KO Triple H, then fuck yeah, I'll pay your $55, no problem.
But my thing is, if it's going to be an MMA fight, Lesnar has to win because, I'm sorry, but if it's legit, Triple H is gonna get knocked out.
Yeah.
I mean, it won't be legit.
No, but
it makes sense for them to name that as a stipulation so that it plays to Brock's strengths.
Yeah,
and of course, Triple H can't back down because he can't puss out.
Yeah,
because he's the game.
He's the ass kicker.
But I mean, who came up? I don't know whose idea was this. Was Triple H just sitting on his ass too much and watching too much Battle Arts? I don't know.
Robot Fighting League or.
Hey Vince, we'll be good. We have a real MMA fight.
Let's have a Lion's Den match again.
I've been watching a lot of Battle Arts. I've been watching a lot of Footin'. I could definitely do shoot style. Let's do that. Yeah. No, you fucking can't.
Let's just see a legit fight. Let's just do that. Blood is okay. We'll allow it for this one match. We won't even be in the ring. We'll just battle somewhere in a cage. So, So, I don't know. I'm not looking forward to this matchup.
Yes, you are.
I'm not.
You are.
I'm not.
You love it.
Nope.
I had to do it because Tyler's on here.
Huh?
I had to do it. Tyler's on here.
That one's for you, Tyler. So, next up we got to see Mark Henry going up against Kofi Kingston. They allowed Kofi Kingston to have a little bit of offense, but obviously this was the Mark Henry show off for Ryback, because directly after that, Ryback had a match against Heath Slater. So Mark Henry got the victory. Ryback got the victory over Heath Slater. And then during Ryback's match, Mark Henry came out and was staring him down again. And after the match, both Henry and Ryback decided to attack Drew McIntyre, giving him two of the shell shocks and two of the world's strongest slams. And there were reports that McIntyre was showing legit injuries afterwards, but you never know, just because it could be just acting or whatever.
Because that's what baby faces do.
Yeah. Although, Ryback's I guess technically a face. Although he's trying to show his strength to Mark Henry. So
well, it makes fucking sense for Mark Henry to be a total badass.
Yeah. Because he is a total badass.
No shit.
So
that's a shoot, brother.
Okay. Gotcha. I see what you did there. So what are your thoughts on
Can I amend my I don't want to see Triple H Brock Lesnar MMA fight gimmick match? I will amend it with the point that if they bring in Daisuke Ikeda as Triple H's like mentor, sensei, trainer guy, who's been training him shoot style, then I will gladly get on board with this. But if they don't, fuck that match.
Okay, so only if that guy shows up. What's his name again?
Daisuke Ikeda.
Okay.
He's a big battle arts dude.
Okay. I don't know what battle arts is.
It's like a Japanese wrestling promotion that does shoot style matches. So it's like.
So that's where Sin Cara came from, right?
No. They do shoot style. It's real MMA inspired pro wrestling, although there are bigger aspects of it's like worked MMA basically,
right.
But not so much that it's actually watching an MMA. There are large portions of the match where it's like that, but there's bigger pro wrestling stuff there.
Okay.
So
cool.
Yeah,
I'm gonna have to check that out. So Mark Henry and Ryback are displaying their strengths to one another in a one-upsmanship. Is this building towards their match at WrestleMania? I know it was announced that this Friday on SmackDown they're going to be facing one another.
Yeah, but that match can't contain them. This is going to Mania.
Yeah. So it's going to be interesting where they go. Does this make you more interested to see this matchup?
Well, I said last week or the week before I'm on board. I'm ready to see it.
Yeah. I thought they kept on building up to where they kept on looking at each other in the hallway. It's I've been digging that. I thought they should have kept them up a little bit more, and then maybe during the match he just came out and attacked Ryback and then just laid him flat, and then next week Ryback do the same to Mark Henry or something. Then the build up, not just the match so quickly on SmackDown.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think we're going to go no finish on SmackDown for sure.
Yeah.
My main problem for them prolonging we're staring each other down backstage, or our matches are right after each other, so we lock eyes as we're past. My main problem with extending that is Henry, because the fact that Ryback is the babyface, Henry is the one who has to show ass every time, and I don't like Henry showing ass for nobody. He's fuck you everybody.
That's not what he does.
No, Henry doesn't show ass. Henry kills motherfuckers.
So, but it's building up to hopefully a good showing for Mark Henry at WrestleMania. I guess we'll have to see where it continues to play.
Mark Henry, do our show, buddy. Come on.
I know.
We are your biggest proponents in the world. We've been flying the Mark Henry flag for years now. Do our show, buddy.
Right on.
There you go. So if you want to see
my cousin in high school,
if you want to see Mark Henry be on our show, make sure to send him a tweet or something like that. Tell him, hey.
Tell him how much we love him. First of all,
we love you.
We love it. We do love him. That's a shoot, brother.
You can come and join us at Christmas, and we will exchange gifts and
persuade him.
I know Doug would love a Bent on Destruction T-shirt. Have you ordered one or
not yet?
Not yet.
I got a big order coming soon where I'm trying to. There are a couple of things I need to snag, and I'm gonna get them all in one order.
All Daniel Bryan?
No, not all Daniel Bryan.
Oh.
I need the new Henry shirt. I need the new Cesaro shirt. And I need some other shit.
Very nice. Did you see the new Cena shirt? That's basically inverted of what he's wearing now. Now he's wearing a black shirt with gold print.
It's blue and gold.
It's
I believe it's blue.
It's gold shirt.
Well, I know, but
black print.
Well, I think it's blue and gold.
Oh,
Well,
it might be.
Like a
WrestleMania
dark-
shirt or something that he gonna wear? Or I know you always like sports and new one for WrestleMania.
I think it's just like it's billed on the shop thing as the 10th anniversary edition of
Gold
his
edition.
Like Daniel said, they just inverted the colors.
Okay.
It may be black and gold, but I thought it was like a dark navy blue and gold.
It may be. Who knows? It look on the TV on the
Tell
screen
me-
here.
tell
It
me I'm
looks
right, Daniel.
it looks slightly blue,
Tell me I'm right.
but that's just because of the blue background.
Tell me I'm right.
It's the blue background. I'm telling you.
Look at
I'm
the
telling
color
you.
of the shirt.
But like his wristbands.
Now look there. Does it look blue or black right there?
Well, what color is that?
That's fucking blue, dude.
That's black.
No, you're
This color right here, that's black.
You're colorblind.
Yeah, but like his wristbands look blue.
No.
They look like a.
Stop sidestepping. Pick a side. Come look at the
They
shirt.
do. Like his wristbands when the ring, they look like they're blue and not black, and the shirt are completely different colors from his wristbands.
No, come look at this and tell me I'm wrong, Ryan. It's blue and yellow.
Okay, that's blue and yellow.
Now go to the other one. Go to the other one that's also blue and yellow. It's just inverted.
So what color is that?
That's blue.
That's like a smoky
That's
black.
black.
gray.
Oh, yard.
It's supposed to be black and gold, like this.
That looks black. That looks faded.
It's faded.
That looks faded.
Tell you what, how about this? How about you buy the Cena shirt, and then you can let us know.
How about we do this? Listener feedback this week. Y'all weigh in and tell them how fucking right I am and how fucking wrong they are.
Go on to
Colorblind bastards.
Go on to. I'm telling
Just
you,
because we got
man.
glasses don't mean we colorblind.
I know you got something against people with poor vision.
2020, baby. 2020.
Well,
That's blue and
on
gold.
that.
I got 2020 with glasses on.
Yeah, no joke. Although I haven't had like new glasses in like 5 years, so I need to. Maybe I do need new glasses. I don't know.
70-30 now.
So, but yeah, that's supposed to be gold and black. So, I'm just telling you what it's supposed to be.
Look at Triple H's shirt and look at Undertaker's shirt that are black shirts and compare them to
And the
that.
shield.
And compare that to Cena's shirt, which is blue as fuck.
So join the discussion. Black or blue?
I mean, listener feedback. Go
Feel
ahead
free
and
to insert a Rihanna Chris Brown joke on that one. Black and blue.
tell me how right I am.
Poor taste.
Tell them how wrong they are. Only weigh in if you have 20/20 vision. So I mean,
So basically, anyone who has glasses can't participate in that.
that's right.
That's pretty messed up, man.
Well, I mean, if they're gonna be all fucking wrong like you guys, I mean, I don't want them.
You know what? We need to find Kyle because Kyle always
Yes.
he always buys the John Cena
You have the
shirts,
Cena shirts.
and we need to see if he's gotten the new ones yet.
I know Kyle likes to pay. I don't know if Kyle listens though.
Yeah.
He
So
should.
Kyle, if you're listening to this, buddy, get at us. Let us know if you have the new Cena shirt. There you go. Join the discussion. Let us know what you think. Next up, we got to see Alberto Del Rio going up against Antonio Cesaro. These two put on a very solid match, and Del Rio ends up getting the victory on it, so making him look strong for Mania. What were your guys' thoughts on the matchup?
Awesome, good
Yeah.
stuff. I liked it.
Yeah, it was good.
Okay.
I never followed Cesaro in the Indies, but I wish I would have. I guess I can go back and check out matches. But since he's been in WWE, he's like one of the top of my list. He's like one of my favorite stars now.
Oh, absolutely. And I'm right there with you, Ryan. I wasn't able to follow his indie career.
Yeah.
But since he's joined the WWE, it's been on fire.
He works really good with the Lucha guys because of his background. You know, he did a lot of training with Quackenbush and like all that. I guess like coming down through Skida and all those dudes. He has like a history of working Lucha shit, and it shows here because he had some good matches with Sin Cara and he had some good matches with Del Rio, who works less Lucha now, but is still a Lucha guy.
Yeah. Did you see the internet meme with Cesaro holding Kofi Kingston? And someone posted, they posted an arrow pointing to Cesaro. It says speaks 5 different languages, and it has one pointing to Kofi, and it says can't carry one accent.
I didn't see that. I saw that meme that we made
Yeah.
where he uppercutted Kofi's head off.
That was a pretty good one.
Yeah, I like that one.
You like that one? So there you go. Next
Well,
up,
Lawson made it, but
yeah.
we're claiming it.
Yeah, it's on our page. So, next up, we got to see a Rock versus John Cena promo. Excellently done, very well done. Neither one of these guys were on Raw.
Oh, Wife Swap made one too. I don't want to
Yeah.
discredit anyone.
Yeah, So very good stuff. But the Rock Cena promo basically telling the story over what happened, over the past 2 years, I guess now. Using the song Letters from the Sky by Civil Twilight. Very good song. Also check out their song Human if you haven't.
Song sucks.
Man,
I'm sorry. We have like our tastes.
We do. We have different tastes. So, just because you don't agree with my taste, doesn't mean the song sucks.
Jamming. No, I'm joking. I don't know.
You're off the show, right?
Aww.
Nah.
So yeah, but what were y'all's thoughts on the promo video? For me, it got me a little more interested in the matchup.
Interested, yes, but I still rather for the strap. I want to see them there. Of course, I know Rock can't do them dates, but it's like it's not. I'm really used to seeing somebody at least fighting or some type of argument or whatever happening, but that didn't happen this week. I'm sure next week that's what's going to happen. Then next week he's not going to be there. The next week he's going to be there.
Yeah.
Cena wasn't there either, though.
Yeah.
Well, they said he was backstage.
Well, but he wasn't on the show.
All right.
For
That's
people
crazy.
who
I did not know that until right now. I didn't even notice that.
Because they said once the show went off the air,
he came out.
Undertaker and Kane continued their tribute, and then Cena came out and said something as well. So, but he was there. He wasn't used, and they even went in overtime on this show. They went over by 10 minutes. Yeah. So, got to get their priorities in line if they're going over this much. Yeah. Next up, we got to see Sheamus and Orton going up against the Rhodes Scholars. And it should be mentioned that, backstage, the Rhodes Scholars were talking about their match and how they ended up getting another one. The Bellas returned.
Yes.
So Nikki and Brie returned. It was said that WWE is not looking to bring any of the developmental divas up right now. So they called a bunch of past divas and said, "Hey, would y'all be interested in coming back?" And so the Bella Twins were happy to respond and come back.
I always like the Bellas.
Yeah, where you can look but you can't touch.
Oh yeah.
Get some twin magic going on.
Oh yeah.
You might have to go through Cena or Bryan first.
I'll take him out. I don't know about Bryan. He probably get me, but Cena, I'll definitely take him out.
Yeah. Well, did you guys hear the thing about Daniel Bryan being in a beard off?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's gonna be interesting.
I mean, I don't know who the baseball guy is.
Oh, baseball? Okay.
But I don't know who that guy is, but I heard about the beard off.
Yeah.
The shitty thing is like it's a vote though. So I mean, I don't know. I'm not a big sports guy, so I don't know how popular baseball is at the moment and how many fans that guy may have.
It's pretty popular, but I don't think very many people beat the wrestling fans because they're so diehard. So there's one thing that
we're not by default.
Yeah, well, no. I mean, there's one thing that I'm concerned with about that is that, there are the people who are Daniel Bryan fans, and then there are people who just want him to shave the beard, so they'll vote for the other guy to keep his. Right. So it's gonna be iffy. It's gonna be interesting.
I don't think anybody wants him to shave the beard.
Maybe just trim it up a bit.
Nah.
Okay.
Well, no, I mean, I'm saying if you're a Daniel Bryan fan, I think you would accept the beard as part of him.
Yeah.
I don't think you can be a Daniel Bryan fan and be like, I really wish he would shave the beard.
He wrestles so better without the beard.
All right. It's the wind resistance. It slows him down. But no. Next up, we got to see Sheamus and Orton end up defeating the Rhodes Scholars and then get attacked by the Shield.
You're welcome.
Yes. So overall thoughts on the matchup on this one? It kind of just plays into the Shield feud some more.
Yeah, I don't have much to say about it.
Okay. So next up, we got to see, and this is kind of where they started going downhill a little bit. Got to see the highlight reel with Chris Jericho. End up losing the Jeritron 6000 and just an awkward segment altogether with The Miz, Wade Barrett, Brad Maddox.
I hardly ever turned the channel on Raw, but I think I actually turned it because that segment I was like, no.
Yeah. Just nothing.
And then I turned it back. I think it was Jericho versus The Miz. Like, why are they two fighting? They two faces fighting each other.
Yeah.
Like, I don't even.
First shot at Barrett's belt.
Okay, what it was. Okay. Well, I don't even think. See, Jericho don't even need the Intercontinental belt. Like, he's had the most. Like, I don't think he even needs to be in the.
Well, he made mention of that. He said, that was one thing that I did like about this segment is that Jericho looked at Barrett and was like, you're doing great. You're a great Intercontinental champion. You've done it. You've won it like what, twice? But don't forget, Junior, that I'm the one who trained you in NXT. I'm the one who got you that win for the first season.
He also said, "I'm a 9-time
Yeah.
champion. Do I need to make it 10?"
Yeah. So it could set up possibly for a feud there.
This fucking shit was the worst.
Yeah.
It was dog shit. And I don't know why people are blaming Maddox. It was dog shit before he even came out.
Mhm.
They were fucking dying out there before Maddox ever came out. I guess he's the fucking young boy, so he's going to get all the heat over it.
Yep.
That's kind of fucked up. And I know it isn't Michael Cole's fault. I know it's Vince in Michael Cole's ear.
Yeah.
I don't care if they're fucking dying out there. You don't shit on your own guys. You don't say this is the worst.
Don't say that about your own product.
This is the worst. When can we go I don't give a fuck if they are fucking dying out there. Do not shit on your own talent. It's just that's fucking stupid.
And what's with the deal with jumping down Brad Maddox when Miz is right there in the ring? Damn it, Miz! Sorry.
No, but I mean, like they were said. Supposedly, a lot of the heat went to Maddox for it being so awkward, but they were fucking stinking up the joint
That's how
before
his
he
character
ever.
is, anyways.
Yeah, but I find him funny, to be honest.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not gonna front. I think he's funny.
He's hilarious.
But they were stinking up the joint before he ever came out.
Yeah.
Like you said, he's the young guy, so let's blame it on him.
Scapegoat. So, whatever.
And it feels so rushed that they're like shuffling the undercard for Mania. It feels really rushed, and that's because it is really rushed. Because initially it was speculated that initially they wanted to do Jericho Ryback, then with turning Jericho heel to feud with Ryback. Then they wanted to do Jericho Henry, and now they're doing
and then they
Henry
wanted
Ryback.
Wade Barrett versus Bo Dallas, then Wade Barrett versus Sheamus, now Wade Barrett versus Miz,
And
then
Miz
Wade
was-
Barrett
and
versus
and-
Jericho.
And Miz was married to Cesaro for a while.
Yeah.
And now it's like they fucking
And Kofi
shuffled
Kingston's
the
just
undercard.
losing every time he comes out, and
They just completely shuffled the undercard.
yeah, they have no idea where they're going right
If
now.
it feels really rushed and thrown together, because it is.
Yep, rewrites.
That's why they definitely should have like the Money in the Bank at WrestleMania, so you could throw all the guys in that
Just
one
throw-
match.
Yeah,
you know?
just throw them in there.
Like,
Why not?
why have a separate pay-per-view?
Have one of those guys cash in before Ziggler does.
Yeah.
I'd be like, dude, come on.
They're changing the like June or July pay per view.
It's going to be called Payback.
Right.
Yes.
That's what I thought.
WWE proudly presents Payback, starring Mel Gibson.
Well, so what is it taking the place of? I'm a little out of it right now.
Over the Limit.
Okay.
Yeah. So, you know how it goes. So we got to see Miz versus Jericho to determine who is going to be facing Wade Barrett next week on Raw for the Intercontinental Championship. Wade Barrett decides, no, I want to face them both, so he attacks both of them, causing a disqualification. And of course,
he didn't know who was to blame, so he just fought them both.
So, because Miz threw Jericho into Barrett, or vice versa. Either way, someone got thrown into Barrett.
Jericho threw Miz into Barrett.
There you go. And so Barrett decides to attack them both. So it's going to lead into a triple threat match next week for the Intercontinental Championship. Yay. Let's see. We got to see next. Jack Swagger going up against Sin Cara. And Zeb Coulter came out and said, look, man, I'm sort of in a bad mood. And, cut a little promo on Sin Cara, basically saying he's one of the people who walk along our borders and sneak across our borders and get jobs, and you're heralded as a hero in this country, and blah 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 blah. And anything else?
Like they kind of felt like the promo floundered a bit.
Yeah.
I feel like they're losing some steam on this when supposedly Vince is losing faith in it. They don't think it's making Del Rio like the Uber baby that they want him to be. I felt like I kind of feel like that too. I felt like I was a lot more interested than I am in the beginning than I am now.
Yeah.
But I feel like it's been solid work from Swagger and Coulter. I don't know, like I don't know why I feel like Del Rio's floundering right now. I just kind of feel like it. But to talk about the match a little bit, and I'm a Del Rio fan. Like, I don't know, just something feels off right now. I'm not sure exactly why I'm not as interested, but the match was like surprisingly fucking good. Like they kept it short. Sin Cara hit like his lucha spots, and then Swagger just took out the leg. And I thought it was a really good match. I thought these guys worked good together. And like if you go back, I don't know if it was last week. I think it was last week after Old School Raw, where I was talking about how I get the tie-in with the American, having him face the quote-unquote American gimmick dudes last week. But these are the guys he should be facing, like him and Primo and Epico, because that goes with his gimmick of like being like, oh, I hate immigrants, and blah, blah, blah. And like that makes sense. Like he should be like destroying these dudes leading up to Del Rio.
Yeah. And you know, what did you think about the spot where Sin Cara jumped off the turnbuckle onto Swagger and just like nailed his face on the
I thought
he might have been like knocked out.
I was like, oh shit, he hurt himself again. Like,
stop wearing the white Mystico gear.
Yeah.
Like every time he wears it, he ends up getting injured or something.
Like, oh.
Yeah.
He wasn't in white this week, was he?
It was white and gold.
White and gold, yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah.
My memory is shot.
Now whose color vision is messed up?
Well, I'm forgetting. You were looking right at the goddamn thing and couldn't tell what color it was. But
join the discussion, folks.
Yeah, but I don't know. He worked. He was fucking awesome with Cesaro. This was a good match. He almost hurt himself if he didn't actually hurt himself. But good match. But
Swagger ends up getting the victory on that one. The final matchup, got to see Kane going up against CM Punk in a no disqualification match. This one went inside the ring, outside the ring, all over the place. And surprisingly, Kane ends up getting the victory, which I think was was the right call. You know, give him the win, and he came out carrying the urn. You know, he didn't say anything backstage when he was asked by Matt Stryker or Josh Matthews about it. He just, you know, was looking down at the urn and walks off. So obviously, you know, an emotional Kane dealing with the loss of Paul Bearer. But the match itself I thought was pretty good. You know, happy to see Kane get the victory on this one.
I enjoyed it, and I had like little segments where, you know, they showed him like, you know, Paul Bearer in different matches or when he introduced Kane. I love that. Like, you know, when he first came back with Undertaker with the yes, that was amazing, dude. I love it.
Very good stuff. And so after the matchup, you know, Undertaker comes out and he kneels and Kane kneels, and that was just a really good moment, you know, because like, you know, they share a bond, and then they had the picture of Paul Bearer up at the top, you know. But then CM Punk grabs the urn and attacks Kane, and Undertaker storms up to the ring, and Punk slides away and takes a knee at the top of the ramp and does the pose with the urn. So and it should be noted that during the matchup, it looked like Punk like legit got injured because the ref was checking on him, and it was said like after the match, the ref and the trainer were constantly checking on him before he grabbed the urn. So you're gonna have to be on the lookout for that as the build for WrestleMania comes up. But what were your thoughts on the matchup, Doug?
I thought it was a strong TV main event. Good stuff. I didn't think that's where they were going with the finish. I thought that maybe Punk got the upper hand, or Punk tried to just take the count out, just being chicken shit about it. And then I thought Taker would come out and play into the finish where they, like, because it was no DQ and because he had insulted Paul Bearer, they would, you know, do like double choke slam or something. I thought that's where they were going with the finish. Or I thought Punk may have like done, even though it's no DQ, he may have done, you know, a chicken shit way of winning the match, and then may have even got the one up on Kane, keeping him strong. Yeah. But then Taker makes a save. But I actually was fine with the finish, and I thought it was I didn't have a problem with it, and I thought it played out even stronger once they did the urn thing. Than what would have happened, what I thought was going to happen. Yeah, and it should be noted that the ending came when you know, the gong sounded of the Undertaker's theme, and CM Punk turned around and was waiting for him, and you know, he turns back around and Kane chokeslams him into victory. So yeah, I mean, if you were to take out all the promos and all that they did for all the movies, I would have said that this Raw was a really good Raw, but just because, you know, that the segment between Barrett, Miz, Jericho, and Maddox, you know, just constant movie plugs and all that, it just completely sucked me out of it. I did not enjoy that part. So all in all, I thought the Raw was pretty good. It could have been better, but you know, what can you do? So yeah, so I mean, you know, as we move closer to WrestleMania, it's gonna
build up for the big pay-per-view. Still don't know what some of the undercard matches are going to be, but there's still a little bit of time
we're getting there
to build it. Yeah. So yeah, just got a little hot topic for you guys. JBL, they mentioned on Raw that JBL successfully climbed or scaled Mount Death over the course of the week, but it was actually said that he was unsuccessful due to extreme weathers. So unfortunately, he was not able to do that. So tough loss. I know he was doing the 7 summits for kids or something like that, and so maybe he'll be able to do it again later in the year. But we do have some good news, and it's in regard to sobriety. That being Billy Gunn, Jake Roberts, and Scott Hall. Billy Gunn just recently celebrated his 2 years of being sober. Jake Roberts is currently at 112 days, and Scott Hall now at 44 days.
44 days.
So congratulations, guys! Keep up the hard work.
Woo!
So Scott Hall's doing the DDP yoga. He's checked in at DDP's house. So, and they're looking for some donations. If you go to their YouTube page, Diamond Dallas page, and it links over to their Indiegogo, or you can go to our Facebook page, and we've linked it over there for you as well. You can do anywhere from $10 donation up to $3,500, and you get something back with each donation. So not
just
too
like
bad.
Kickstarter, there are rewards for however much you pledge.
Yeah. So pretty good stuff. Go and check it out, and
congratulations, guys.
Yeah.
Make it all the way.
Keep it going. So time to go into the Q&A portion of the show. Your questions are answers. Only have one question this week, and it's coming from Victor. So saying, you guys have said in the past things like main events and card placements don't mean as much anymore. I have to disagree. To me, the WWE viewers and everyone in the world really tend to have this constant mindset of save the best for last. Doesn't matter how good the mid-card matches are or show-stealing matches of the night are. Save the best for last is the main draw and the reason for the majority of the fans buy the pay-per-views. WWE plays them up by putting more focus on main events and their promos than anything else on the card. The reason I bring this up is because of the Del Rio Swagger build we've been seeing the past few weeks. The World Heavyweight Championship hasn't been in the main event spot of a pay-per-view since Hell in a Cell 2010. Ever since it's been played up as a 1B or 1C to the WWE titles or John Cena's 1A. I feel like the title is as prestigious as the World Heavyweight Championship should have better card placement and be equal to the WWE title and not be at or below the US and IC titles. What is your take on this? P.S. Sorry if it's too long to read.
Well, you just read it. So.
I read it. Not too long enough.
I disagree.
Not long enough.
I disagree. I don't think it's at the World Heavyweight Championship. I don't believe it's at the same level as the Intercontinental or the US title or even below that. Sure, they curtain jerk a lot, but I think it's just a spot that they've settled on that they like that title match. I don't think it's I don't think it's like that prestigious less that it's on that same level. I think they have made a conscious effort to say the WWE title is our championship, and there's a lot of merit to what he said about the being John Cena title.
Yeah.
That exists as well.
Well, no, not John Cena title. That John Cena or the WWE championship has been the main event.
Well, no, he's saying that like what they focus on is the WWE championship or I'm just being John Cena is more important than the other title. Which there is a lot of merit to saying that. But I don't think that they've shit on the belt that much. They have made it clear that that's the lesser of the two titles of the championships. And I don't know. That's just what they want. I don't really feel like they've taken a big shit on the belt or anything. But as far as the saving the best for last and the title being in the main event that he touched on, like a lot of people, like I feel like Well, unlike a lot of people, I feel like the most compelling and the hardest push storyline should be the main event, regardless as if that's the title or not.
Mm-hmm.
I think where a lot of people have problems is what he's talking about, where he's saying like, well, sometimes it's just the being John Cena title is more important than the championship itself, which is true. But I feel like if hypothetically there was a John Cena storyline that was the most compelling thing they were doing and the most hard push and the most important thing they were doing at the time, I think it's okay for that to main event over the belt. But I feel like where they get backlash for doing that is things like Cena's mini feud with Ziggler like a few months back. That was far from the most compelling thing they were doing on TV, and that was thrusted into the main event over title matches. So I think people are justified in feeling that way about that kind of stuff. But like, I don't think necessarily like the title is important. It's like the most important prop that they have. Like I get it, and I'm not demeaning that in any way. But like it hasn't always been that way. Like back in the day, there was like a unique situation where when they were expanding the number of pay-per-views they were doing from the big pay-per-views to the B show pay-per-views and before the wrestlers' contracts caught up with how they were their new pay-per-view initiative, there were guys who like big stars and big names, guys like Hulk Hogan, who didn't wrestle on the B show pay-per-views, period. And what they did with those B shows is they kind of let the second string storylines play out as the main event of those pay-per-views and stuff. So I don't think it's like completely unheard of for the title to not main event. In fact, it isn't. I know they've set a precedence of that, but I'm okay with the title not being the main event so long as the most compelling thing you're doing is the main event. But if you're not doing anything at all that's all that compelling, then main event with a title. Or if the title is the most compelling thing that you're doing, then put that in the main event.
Yeah.
Like I'm more of like, what's the most important thing and the most compelling thing we're doing right now?
Yeah,
that's the main event.
And the best matches are going to be talked about anyways.
Right.
So I mean, just take a look at great. Now just playing Macho Man and Ricky the Dragon Steamboat at WrestleMania. You know, like
my number one all-time match.
Yeah, so like people still talk about that match to this day. You know,
well, it depends on if you subscribe to the Al Al Snow school of thought or not.
So
I've listened to a lot of interviews with Al Snow. Said, you know, what's the best match on that WrestleMania, and everyone says, Macho and Dragon, right? And he's like, wrong. It was Hulk Hogan and Andre the Giant. And they're like, oh no, that match sucks. He's like, no, that's the fucking match that drew all the money. That's why people tuned in. That's why, like, that's the best match on the card. It doesn't matter if their work rate was up to par with everything else. Just depends on what you subscribe to. Like, what do you value most in your pro wrestling?
Yeah,
it's subjective, as a lot of things are.
Yeah,
any art form really.
It's black and blue is what it is. It's just that
blue and gold, you know,
that one little bit. So.
That's not subjective. There is one fucking color, and then there's another fucking color, and they both have names.
Yeah,
you're wrong.
Okay, well, we'll see. We'll see if anyone agrees with me. We'll see how many people agree with Doug.
Well, listen, I know for a fact, I can sit here and tell you right now that everyone that weighs in is going to tell me that I'm right and that you're wrong. And if they don't, they're all fucking dead to me.
What if Lawson does it, man?
Well, I haven't sent Lawson's prize out yet, so he better think long and fucking hard about that.
Excuse me. So there you go. So thank you for the question, Victor. Submit your questions. Go to our YouTube page, WNS Video. Check out make sure to subscribe to us on YouTube now.
And while you're there, click some ads.
Click an ad or two.
Click.
Do yourself a favor. Helps us out. Check us out on Facebook, WNS Podcast. You can find us on WrestlingNewsSource.com and WrestlingNewsSource.com on Facebook. Don't forget to subscribe to us on iTunes, Wrestling News Source Podcast.
And while you're there on iTunes, leave us a review. Throw us some stars. Throw us some kind words. We certainly do appreciate that.
Yeah.
You can follow us on Twitter at WNS Podcast. The main site is WN Source. We are also on Tout at WNS Podcast as well.
Though we don't update it.
And if you want to find out if Tyler's fucking alive or dead, you're going to want to tune in next week.
Dead or alive.
Rest in peace.
There you go.
And once again, big thank you to Ryan for stepping in and helping us out while
Thanks,
A-Bear's
guys.
on assignment.
I appreciate it.
Certainly do appreciate it.
I always love to be on the show.
Call his number, give him a good score.
Yeah.
All fives.
Yes,
fives.
All fives.
I appreciate it.
Nothing lower than a 5. So there you go. So for the podcast crew, I am Daniel Herron.
Oh, shit. I'm sorry. I'm not used to going second. I'm Doug.
And this is Ryan.
And we will catch you all next week.
Later.
Peace.